Are you someone that feels their job search is being affected by having an MBA or a master's? My name's JT O'Donnell and welcome to Coaching Moment. This is the video where I help you remove the roadblocks to moving your career forward. So we've been getting a lot of comments lately here on our YouTube channel from people who have advanced degrees, MBAs, masters, and they're saying that they're really struggling to get a job, that they're being told constantly that they're overqualified. For example, we have one comment here where you can see the person says, in spite of everything they've been doing and even having an MBA, they can't get anyone to call them for interviews. And we've also had another person that said they heard that if they go get their master's right after school and if they don't have any experience, that they will be considered overqualified for jobs because they lack that experience to back that master's up. So I really want to talk about all these subjects today and help you, especially if you have an advanced degree, understand how you have to position yourself in order to get hired today. So the first thing that I want to tell you is that MBAs and masters are sort of like a dime a dozen. Many people have them. They're not as much of a differentiator as you might think. In fact, to recruiters, it can be a bit annoying when people try to oversell their advanced degree. And I'm going to give you a couple examples of that. Maybe you're somebody who has put the word MBA or master's right after your name, smack dab at the top of your resume, or in your name on your LinkedIn profile. Believe it or not, this actually rubs recruiters the wrong way. First of all, it's like you're bragging about something that, again, they don't feel is all that unique. But more importantly, it immediately tells them that you want a job that requires it. And if they've got a job that doesn't require the advanced degree, you're actually being put in the no pile because you're overqualified. So you never got a chance to even explain yourself or be considered, all because of where you put that advanced degree. Now, regarding this idea that you have the degree but no experience, that actually is true. Companies today want to see practical experience. They need to hear that you know how to solve their problems. And candidly, while they love that you took the time to get the degree, they don't really believe that those case studies, those theoretical things that you discussed in school, actually taught you how to apply them in the real world. And so that experience is invaluable. I personally, as a career coach, and this is just my opinion, I do not advise people to go and get their MBAs or their masters right after their bachelor's degree for that very reason. You have to go out and get that practical experience. But on top of that, I think it's better to align yourself with a great company and see if they've got a program where they'll pay for your advanced degree. That way you're getting the experience and you're not having to get all that extra debt. So it's just a good idea in my mind not to do that. Other people might think differently, but in my experience, it really does pay off to wait before you get those degrees. Now, if you have this degree, you already know that you don't want to put it up front and center like I shared earlier, but here are a couple other tips that you should consider. First of all, think about the fact that when you're talking to people, this isn't something that you should be bringing up right out of the gate. A lot of us, when we introduce ourselves, love to mention that we got this MBA. And I get it. We worked really hard, or we got that master's. It was 2 years of our life. But the truth is, it just doesn't matter to them. And that audience, those individuals that you're talking to, you need to think about what they want to hear. And the reality is they want to hear about problems that you've solved, pain that you've alleviated, how you've saved or made the company's money that you've worked for. And that degree isn't going to articulate that. The other thing that I'm going to have you be careful to do is don't write about it in your cover letter and really don't make it overly prominent in your resume. I don't want to see a paragraph about every course you took in your MBA and all the graduate work that you did. It just doesn't matter to them. That work experience is going to be more important. It really should be very small on that resume. Same thing for the LinkedIn profile. Now, lastly, if you still feel that you're getting that overqualified feedback, then at this point it may not be the degree, it might be the way that you're presenting yourselves. And I've worked with a lot of people at Work It Daily over the age of 40, for example, who are going into interviews and unknowingly presenting themselves all wrong, and as a result being told they're overqualified, which is really code for you were overbearing, you really feel like you're inflexible, and you're not somebody we'd want to work with. And I know nobody wants to send that message, so I'll tell you, if that's the case, you may want to explore getting some resources that can help you with that. With that in mind, I'm going to tell you we have a lot of great free videos here on our YouTube channel, but I would also encourage you to check out and subscribe to our weekly newsletter because we're constantly giving you tips and information about things just like this. All right, so there you have it. If you've got an MBA or a master's, you really need to think about how you're branding that. You need to be careful on your LinkedIn profile, on your resume, in your cover letter, and most importantly, in your networking interactions and your interviews. Because if you aren't presenting it in the right way, you could be sending the wrong message, and that's why they're telling you you're overqualified. All right, questions, comments, feedback. Was this helpful? And do you have some ideas for some coaching moments that you'd like me to cover? Share them below. We're always taking a look at those. I hope to see you in the next video. And remember, if you want to win, you've got to work it daily.